Hello friends, Shayla here. So I am here to film the Booktube Real Talk tag. This tag was originally created by over at Books with Alyssa J. I will leave her linked down below so you can definitely go and check out her original video. And I'm just gonna go ahead and dig right in. I've seen this going around YouTube and I thought I would come in here and put in my 2 cents and we'll go from there. I've not prepared anything. I'm just kind of going off the cuff. And I've thought about it a little bit as I've watched other creators do this, but all in all, I'm not overly prepared for this video. So you're just gonna kind of get my off-the-cuff thoughts. So the first question is, what's something nobody told you about Booktube before you started your channel? I didn't talk to anybody about Booktube before I started my channel. So nobody told me anything. I knew nothing. I originally had a beauty channel and it wasn't making me happy, but reading was making me really happy at the time. So I started seeing if there were creators who even talked about books on YouTube. And, you know, I found the trio most of us find, which are Kat, Jessie, and Christina. Christine. Not Christina, Christine, sorry. That's how I kind of found Booktube and started to make videos, and it's been a slow slog for me. I mean, I haven't even hit 1,000 at the time of filming this video. I'm actually really okay with that. I think other questions will answer that a little bit better. So let's just move on to the next one. Number 2, what is your opinion on typical Booktube videos, wrap-ups, TBRs, hauls, etc.? I do most of these staples. I go back and forth with TBRs. If I'm doing a readathon, I definitely do a TBR. When it comes to outside of that, I go back and forth. Sometimes I do them because I want to be more accountable, and other times I don't worry about it. Like right now, I'm in a phase where I'm not really worrying about that. I'm participating in enough readathons that I'm able to stay accountable for certain things that I hope to read and such. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. Some of my most watched videos are haul videos, and people crap all over hauls all the time, but I only film my hauls quarterly, so they tend to be big. And I think that's why they get a lot of attention, but I do only haul quarterly. So I feel like I'm fairly reasonable when it comes to my hauls. I have a rule where I only pay cash for books and manga, and that helps me kind of keep it in check because I work in a job where I receive tips, so that's usually my fun money anyway, so it's just going towards books and manga recently. And for me, that works. It's not going to work for everybody, obviously. Not everybody has that kind of self-control. But yeah, that's kind of what's going on. The staples are staples for a reason. I don't think anybody should crap all over them like they do. And I know people crave more creative content, but at the same time, are you creating more creative content? Question number 3, what is an assumption you had about Booktube before you joined? Was it proven to be correct or not? So this is a great question. I thought, you know, in joining Booktube, because it was a smaller corner of the internet, that my growth would happen a little bit quicker than like in the beauty community where there's 10 bazillion of them. For me, that wasn't true, and I'm okay with that. I like the pace in which I've grown for the most part. Of course, I would have loved to have grown more and a little bit quicker, as any content creator really does, but I'm not upset at the rate of growth that I've seen. I mean, even in the last year, my subscribership has doubled. From January of last year to December, my subscriber count almost tripled. And I'll talk a little bit more about that in a later question that I know is coming up. But I do think that a lot of it has to do with luck and just, you know, getting that one video that people gravitate towards. This is the question. Question number 4. What is something you've done that has actually helped you grow your audience? So I was in the community already when YouTube pulled when they stopped allowing you to put AdSense on your video before 1,000 subs and 200,000 minutes of views on your channel, like within a year's time. And I got really more involved in the community is all I really did. I just went out there, I shared other people's channels, I did shout outs, and that's what helped me grow a little quicker, just being a smaller creator at the time. But that's the only thing I've actively done. I'll occasionally share my channel, just say, hey, I'm close to a landmark. I would love for you to check out my channel if you haven't. And, you know, that's gotten a few here or there, but most of those typically haven't stuck around for me. And other than that, I just work on making my content the best that I can. I've gotten lighting since then, and I take a little more time on certain videos. I've started doing videos that I enjoy watching, and that seemed to help as well. I hope that gives you guys enough of an answer here. Question number 5 is, what is a common mistake you see new booktubers making, or one that you made? I think the biggest one people make is just trying to be somebody other than themselves. Any content creator is prone to that, booktuber not. So I think as long as you're genuine to yourself and that you speak loud enough and clearly enough for people to understand what you're saying, you'll do just fine. Because that's the other thing. If you speak very meekly normally, you might have to feel like you're almost shouting at a camera. But over time, that will feel a little normal, a little more normal to you, I guess. So if you're worried about that, like, just film when no one's home. If you're worried about sounding too loud, or, you know, make sure you're closed up in whatever room you're filming in. There's lots of things you can do that way to help. So speak clearly, speak loud enough, and make sure you're properly lit. Those are the most common any YouTube content creator problems, I think. Question number 6 is, what are your thoughts on working with publishers and sponsorships? As you guys know, I work a lot with Forever Romance, who is a publisher. All they do at this point is they send me books in exchange for an honest review. And I've been honest with all of my reviews with them. I just tend to really enjoy what they publish. They very rarely get 5 stars. They're typically 4 stars. I do thoroughly enjoy them, but they're not the best books ever, so they don't typically get a 5 from me. But most of them are between 3.5 and 4.5, and I've thoroughly enjoyed working with them. They're great. They let me choose what I want. They don't send me things unsolicited, and that's led to me getting things from their parent company, Grand Publishing, so I'm able to branch out and try some new things that way, and that's been a wonderful journey as well. When it comes to sponsored videos, as long as everything's disclosed, I don't have an issue. If you're doing a sponsored video and not saying it's a sponsored video, then that's a problem. I know publishers don't really pay for like good reviews anymore. Like they just don't, because the creators were getting poo-pooed on and they felt like the reviews weren't genuine. Though I'm sure most of them were, if I'm honest. And, you know, I think it's just, I think that whole discussion and situation is just overall better in the community now. As with any community on YouTube, it has some growing pains. And when it came to sponsored videos, things were kind of coming out of the woodwork that way, and there were some growing pains there. But I think that's all been worked out now. I mean, if someone's going to pay you to talk about a book, sure, do your thing. I mean, I would love to get paid to do what I do. But the fact of the matter is, like, as long as you disclose it, I'm okay. That's just how I feel about that. And question number 7 is, do you think Booktube is dying? The answer to that's no. If people think Booktube is dying, then they're in the wrong corner of Booktube. There are new content creators every day. Granted, I kind of bridge that line between Booktube and MangaTube, where people speak only specifically about manga and anime, but I kind of bridge the two worlds because I read books as well as manga, so I feel like I can, you know, kind of come back and forth between the two. The balance for that is hard. I have a video coming up about that, about the balance of my channel and things like that, and I'm working on it. But yeah, and then question number 8 is to tag your friends. Anyone who wants to do this, consider yourself tagged by me. And yes, I really enjoyed sitting down to do this tag with you guys. I think it was a great time. I hope you thoroughly enjoyed this. If you have any comments about this discussion, but you don't feel like filming a video, please talk to me in the comments. I do my best to respond to every comment that comes through this channel. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.